I've seen so many men who do not believe in love anymore because they have not seen it.
Marie,
I help high achievers to attract the woman they could see themselves build a life with.
what do they misunderstand most about dating?
In their opinion, they need to go have this perfect pickup line. They need to have the perfect situation in order for them to attract the right woman.
The modern woman has changed. Do you think women are becoming too masculine?
Some women has become more masculine because they have to. Because the man is not. It's not safe for her to be just soft in her feminine when she does not have a masculine man by her side.
5 things you should never say to a woman you're interested in. And the first one, you're so beautiful. What's wrong with that?
The only issue is if you only use this compliment. Because if she's truly beautiful, she's hearing this all the time. And you don't come off as unique.
What are the most common problems or issues that you think men are facing?
Lack of standards.
Marie, where do you see the future of modern dating? Where are we heading?
If we do not change, we hit a wall.
If I could have one moment of your time. Most of you guys listening or watching do not subscribe to the channel. The simple and easiest way to help and support us is to subscribe. It helps us get the guests that you guys want, and it gives us a more opportunity to grow this thing to where we want to take it. Thank you so much. Enjoy the episode. Kia ora.
Marie, welcome to the Marie Show. For anyone who doesn't know you, how would you describe what it is that you do?
So I help high achievers to attract the woman they could see themselves build a life with.
Okay, attracting high achievers. What do high achievers, and I'm going to assume most of them are men, what do they misunderstand most about dating and about attracting women?
They misunderstand the fact that, in their opinion, they need to go have this perfect pickup line. They need to have the perfect situation in order for them to attract the right woman. The thing is that they first have to sit in front of a piece of paper using a pen and to have clarity on what they want in a partner and in a relationship. This is the foundation of everything.
Wow. Okay, so that's the first step to building attraction is knowing what you want.
Yes, because if you do not know what you want, you cannot have standards and you cannot have boundaries. And so you will try to please everyone. You will try to that every woman would be attracted to you. But when you do that, you attract no one. And you actually usually attract women who are a bit more low value or who do not match what you want. Women you could not see yourself build a life with. And I see way too many men. I had actually a call a few days ago with someone in Miami, millionaire, a lot of money, but he's attracting just gold diggers and he wants to get out of this, but he does not understand that his actions are not aligned with what he wants because he does not know what he wants. He literally asked me the question, but Marie, how do I know what I want? So the first step is clarity because without clarity, you cannot have anything.
And you have your own method on how to attract women. The mate method, I believe it's called. Can you explain what that means?
So it's a method in 4 phases. So the idea is to not rush the process and to not think about, oh, I need to have as many dates as I can, but it's really about, so first you have the mindset to understand what you want in a partner, what you want in a relationship, and also if you are your ideal woman's ideal partner. Because a lot of men don't ask themselves this question, but it's important to understand this in order to improve and to be the best version of yourself to attract the right one. Not to change, to be truly the authentic self, but in the best way possible. And to also understand how to have standards. What are your limiting beliefs in dating? What is masculine energy? How do women respond to men? And more specifically, how do your ideal woman respond to you? Because women are different and respond in different ways. And then we have more the action because the issue is that a lot of men work a lot on the mindset. They will read self-development books, watch so many YouTube videos. But when it comes to take action, they wait to have the six pack. They wait to have the $1 million in the bank account. They wait for everything to be perfect, but everything will never be perfect. And be perfect is actually to take the first step. Is a first step to get closer to perfection in a sense. And so it's more about taking action, going in environments where your ideal woman might be. So if you want to attract the one, she's probably not at 2 a.m. in the club. And this is truly, truly important to understand who she is in order to know where she might be, where they might meet this woman. And then it's more how to, so more the thrive, so how to create more of a connection. So the first few dates, and then we go more into elevate. So in the elevate part, obviously at some point there's a relationship, but before the relationship, to go back to mindset part. Okay, what do I want in a woman? What do I want in a relationship? What are my green flags, my red flags, my negotiables, my non-negotiables? And does she fit what I want? No? Okay, then I move on. Yes? Okay, then I can actually start something with this woman.
Wow, there's a lot of work in there, eh? Lads, got work to do.
Mm.
What are the most common mistakes that men make when trying to build attraction?
At what stage?
Ooh. I would say at the start.
So in high achievers, it's a lot about having kind of interview dates. So they are used to really being really logical, going straight to the point, but going straight to the point and being logical is not what will create attraction. What will create attraction is truly emotions. Because, and obviously, logic is important when you choose your partners. Because, and this is where actually high achievers don't use their logic, but they should use their logic when they have to choose, okay, do I want to build something with this woman or no? But the issue is that they're using this logic during dates when they should actually use the emotions to create this attraction and so that women can bond to your story.
How do you teach men emotional intelligence, emotional maturity?
So usually I teach them emotional intelligence through past patterns. So if they had like a past relationship, I have a lot of men who are divorced, so past marriage, and based on their previous situation to understand, okay, where they went wrong and what happened, like why did she sometimes cheated, why did this happen, and next time how could you do something better? And it's also about listening. This is a huge one. This is a huge one because in high achievers, a lot of them do not listen because they want to go straight to the point. And when you don't listen, you cannot create emotional intelligence. And also, a lot of them do not listen because they're already thinking about what they're going to say next. And so they're in the head, and you cannot have emotional intelligence if you are thinking ahead and not being in the present moment.
Wow, yeah, listening's a massive one. And it's
Yeah.
easier said than done, right?
Yeah.
One of your philosophies is around female psychology.
Mhm.
And I guess attraction is massive here as well. How much of attraction is psychological versus physical?
So we don't have just psychological and physical, but we also have vision attraction, I would say that way.
Mm.
In the sense of I'm teaching men how to attract the one. So we're not talking about any woman who just wants a boyfriend. We're talking about women who want to meet their future husband. And so the vision and the drive of the men will sometimes be even more important than the physical. So, for example, if a man wants to attract his wife, his future wife, if he does not have a vision of his life, if he's lost in his life, there will not be attraction for the woman who wants to find her future husband. There can be attraction for someone who just wants a boyfriend, but not a life partner. So the vision is one of the most important in terms of attraction, the vision and the drive to go there. When you're in front of a woman who wants to build something meaningful. And so usually, especially for women, physical attraction comes kind of last. That does not mean that it's not important because physical attraction is really important for men when they look for a partner because it elevates their status. But for women, it's not the most important.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you if it's the same building attraction for men and women. Men, your answer there, men more physical than women more psychological and vision orientated, as you say.
Yes, and this is actually where men lose themselves a lot because a lot of them they're just looking for the perfect gorgeous woman. And so when I ask men, okay, what are you looking for in a woman? They will first start to talk about the physique. Whereas if you ask a woman, what are you looking for in a man? She will talk about his personality, about how he behaved with her. And a lot of men lose themselves because they will just look at the physique, how gorgeous she is, how he's really proud to be with someone like this. But they will not check the values, the vision, because they will kind of be blind by the physique. So this is the woman's physique is men's weakness.
You mentioned action, and what comes to my mind is approaching a
Mhm.
woman. A lot of men, I'm going to speak for men, feel a lot of fear in that, whether it's fear of the unknown, fear of rejection. How do you build confidence in the men that you work with to approach women?
You build the confidence by taking the action, actually.
Mm.
So a lot of men tell me, no, but I want to wait to be confident. No, yeah, this is not how it works. You're not confident and then you approach. It's your approach and then you become way more confident because you prove yourself that you're able to do it. You're not dead. It can happen. And then you will be proud of yourself that, okay, actually, I can approach women. And what I usually tell my clients is to use the 3 second rule. It's a productivity rule. We use it all the time. It's you see a woman you're attracted to, you have 3 seconds to approach. And this rule is literally helping my clients so much. And it's used in productivity, is used here in approaching. And it really helps them because they stop the overthinking. Because a huge issue with high achievers is that they are thinking about the worst case scenario. They are in the head, overthinking, and then they're not approaching. And so usually what we tend to say is that stupid people are the one approaching women because they do not think.
Mm.
And the really smart men, men who could truly be a potential good match, are not approaching because they're overthinking. So what I tell my clients is use that 3 second rule and also ask yourself, okay, you're gonna approach this woman. Are you gonna die from this? No? Okay, then do it. See, it's easier to say it, but it must be said.
Are men scared of the outcome? Are they scared of the woman, or are they scared of themselves and their own sort of insecurities?
They're scared of what will people say around. They will see me getting rejected. And so they already have in their head, I'm going to get rejected.
Wow. So it's about other people seeing them get rejected.
Yes, and we don't know if the man is going to get rejected, and people don't care. Maybe they will see it. Okay, they will have this for 5 seconds and they will not think about it. So a lot of men are not taking action because they're scared of what people might think when people don't care. So everything is just in the head.
And how should men be approaching this approach? Should they be treating it like a game? Should they be treating it like the gym and getting reps in? Or should they be treating it like an element of discomfort and they have to be a bit brave and, oh, I gotta not perform, but, buckle up and show some courage?
Mm.
How should they be treating this?
It's a bit of the three. Like, it's a matter of numbers in order to get more and more comfortable doing it. But if you just have numbers, then you just go to the club and you approach any woman in the same evening. But that will not get you results. So it's a matter of numbers, but in quality environments. And this is why it's so important to understand what you want. Because if you know what type of woman you want, you know in what kind of environment you will be able to approach. So it's a mix between quantity and quality, and obviously the courage to approach a woman. And women truly appreciate and value when someone approach because of the courage, when it's done the right way and not in a obviously in a creepy way, because it's something a lot of men are scared of, is to come off as creepy, when as normally if you're not under the influence of alcohol, of drugs, in a dark street at night, or you're not like too close, it's not creepy.
Where are some quality environments that you suggest your clients to go to?
So it depends if it's kind of more cold or warm approach. But for example, for my clients, they approach a lot in coffee shops, in art galleries. Art galleries is a big one because then they can start to talk about the art in front of them and to start a conversation based on the environment, so based on the art. And then they can have a coffee, have a good conversation and everything. Um, also you have sometimes the approach who can be done in, like, not just in one time. For example, you go to Pilates and you start conversation, and bit by bit you build something. Same with running clubs. I have a client of mine who find the one in a running club. I know it's really popular in Bali, so keep going to running clubs. But so you have some approaches where you do it one time and you almost go immediately into a date, like immediately or a few days after. And you have approaches where you build things over time around a common interest.
Do women also suffer with this? You can call it approach anxiety that men do as well.
Usually women do not approach, but I have heard approach anxiety in approaching other women, in a sense of like here we're in Bali, people travel, and so people come often like alone. They come here to Bali alone, or whatever. When they travel, they come alone. And so I have seen women who struggle to, they want to approach a woman but more for friendship and to connect, and they're scared to, like, I don't know what I'm going to say, but not that much in approaching men.
Speaking of women, what are women craving most from men that they're not currently getting?
Leadership.
Wow.
And leadership in everything, not because often people ask me, okay, but what does taking the lead mean? And taking the lead means approaching is already taking the lead. It means being intentional, showing your intention and not being a Mr. Nice Guy and hoping and waiting. It means planning the date. It means taking the lead during the date. And women really crave this because this allows them to be more in their feminine, because they do not have to make the decision making. They do not have to make decisions. And so they can kind of relax. And this is the moment they're more feminine. And this is the moment men also appreciate women more, when they're feminine. So taking the lead is a huge one. And nowadays, men are taking less and less the lead. So a lot of people I hear on social media say dating is impossible now, and it's impossible. It's so hard. It has never been that hard. When the reality is that back in the days, men were taking the lead. Now they don't. So when is it the easiest? When every woman wants a man who takes the lead. Almost no man takes the lead. So when you take the lead, you have way more chances with women.
Yeah, and let's go to some reasons why that is. And I want to ask you if you think the modern woman has changed. Do you think women are becoming too masculine?
I think some women are become more masculine because they're more career driven, and I think some women has become more masculine because they have to, because the man is not being masculine. So it's not safe for her to be just soft in her feminine when she does not have a masculine man by her side.
Because you're right. A lot of women are saying, I want a man to lead. And then on the contrary, there are a lot of men thinking, my woman out earns me. My woman, I don't know, like, it's just portraying a lot more masculine traits and even I do. Therefore, I don't feel like I can lead in going into these dates and going into our future together. Do you think that's a common problem globally in the dating world right now?
It's a problem because they're not taking the lead, and even here, like, they're overthink, like, yeah, but now women are too masculine nowadays. I hear it all the time. Women are too masculine. There's no good woman anymore in the US. There's no good woman anymore there. I hear this all the time. But this is a limiting belief. And if you believe there's no more good woman out there, if you believe there's no more feminine woman, you will see just masculine women, and you will never see women who match what you want. So, and this is why I start all the time my program with the mindset, because if you have this kind of mindset, you cannot have results. If you think there's no good woman, you will never have results. It's like in business. If you think there's no clients, I'm sure you will never get clients. It's the same.
You mentioned the Mr. Nice Guy.
Mhm.
Do Mr. Nice Guys struggle more in dating than, I guess, your bad boys, your douchebags? Why?
Yes, because, so first, it's not that the bad boy is like what we usually call bad boy is truly a bad boy. It's just usually a man who's more masculine, and who he gets more woman, but not specifically woman he could see himself build a life with. So he gets woman because he has no expectations. He's detached from the outcome. he has options with women. If he wants a woman, he will have it. And so he's not lacking women. And so his behavior is way different. And usually they're more masculine as well. They take the lead. What happened with Mr. Nice Guy is that they are waiting, hoping that at some point she will see how incredible he is, how he's a really, really good potential partner. He could be an amazing boyfriend, an amazing, everything could be amazing. And he's waiting for her to realize. And we talked previously about taking the lead. When you wait for her to realize, you're not taking the lead. Taking the lead is also showing your intentions. If you do not show your intentions, how can you get a response of? Because a lot of the time they're waiting, sometimes even for years. I'm not joking. I never thought that. They can be waiting for years just because they're not showing their intentions. And so they overinvest in some woman where there's no outcome. There's nothing going to happen. But because they're not showing their intention, they will actually never know. Because if you don't show intentions, if you don't ask her on a date, you will never know if she will reject you or not. And also, Mr. Nice Guy, what I don't like about them is they are waiting, they are being nice because they want something. Whereas someone who's kind, it comes from the heart. So at the end of the day, who's the bad boy? Is it the person who stays without showing his intention and because he's expecting something in return? And he's waiting for her to be maybe a bit weak because maybe she would have drink alcohol, maybe she split with her boyfriend or something. So at the end of the day, who's the bad boy? I think it's more of the nice guy because he has bad intention in a sense because he's waiting and gets frustrated because he doesn't get what he wants. Whereas when you're kind, it comes from the heart. You're nice because you truly want to be a kind of nice person. So yeah, it's a bit controversial, but there's two kind of
No,
perspectives.
I love that. For the guys that are in that position of waiting and they're unsure if a woman is interested or into them, what are some signs that a woman is into you so that you can make that first step?
In which stage of dating?
I would say in the early stages.
So during first date?
Yes.
First date, you can see if she's more interested, if she leans in, if she does not want the date to end. Like, she would not take her phone and be like, oh, I need to go. She's not interested. If she's all the time on her phone, if she doesn't pay attention to what you're saying, she's not even laughing, she's probably not that interested. So I would say that during the first date, the first sign is that she wants to shorten the date. Because when she spent a good moment, she wants the date to never end.
You mentioned 5 things you should never say to a woman you're interested in.
Mm-hmm.
This comes back to the Mr. Nice Guy. And I'm actually guilty of number 1.
Okay.
And the first one, you're so beautiful. Like all the women or majority of the women long-term that I've been with, probably they're like, that is you, Zach. What's wrong with that?
It's not that the compliment is bad because women love to hear compliment and there's nothing wrong with saying you're so beautiful. The only issue is if you only use this compliment. Because if she's truly beautiful, she's hearing this all the time and you don't come off as unique. And especially with really gorgeous women, it's really good to sometimes give compliments based on her intelligence or something she has worked for. And it's not a bad compliment. I don't want men to stop saying this compliment. It's a really good one. But men need to go deeper in compliments. Because otherwise you're just one of the men who tells her this. If she has pretty eyes, she knows. She hears this compliment all the time. So maybe give sometimes a bit more compliment about her intelligence. If obviously you think she's intelligent, you cannot lie. But more of her way of thinking. How classy she is. How elegant. Her vision. Her drive. So to not just stop at, oh, you're so beautiful, but to go way, way deeper and she will see that you notice. You notice that she's smart. You notice that she pays attention to how she carries herself. And so this is way different than, I was just born pretty.
Female psychology comes back to this
Yeah.
one. The other ones I do want to mention just for any of the lads out there that are listening. We should hang out sometime.
Awful.
No leadership. Sorry for bothering you, Mr. Nice Guy. Are you seeing someone And then the last one, I'm just too busy right now.
Mm-mm.
And that one, I think for a lot of guys, even myself, in my experience, there have been definitely times in my life where I've been more focused and prioritized my work, my mission, my purpose above dating at that time or women in general. Is that a bad thing?
It's not bad. Like we all have our phase in our life where we're more in the grinding phase and more in our project, our business, and everything. The thing is, if you're truly too busy because you're in a monk mode and you want to attract the one, because I'm helping men to attract the one, not have hookups, then don't date. So we have this, and we also have men who want to pretend to be busy. So they're not busy. They do not have a busy life. They are not busy, but they will pretend to be busy because they have seen advice on social media that you should take that many hours to respond. But you should never pretend to be busy. You truly need to have a fulfilling life where you have friends, where you have the gym, you have your business, you have sport. But it's not about pretending. It's about being truly busy.
Yeah, a lot of the guys that you work with are high achievers and have what you would call success in other areas of their life,
Mhm.
business, finance, but they lack in their dating life.
Mhm.
Why is that?
Because they have spent many years on the business, on building the physique, but not on taking the action. And a lot of them, unfortunately, think that when they will have an amazing physique, when they will have a certain amount of money, when they will have a certain status, women will just naturally come to them. And this is the biggest trap because I hear men who are a bit younger, who will be maybe late 20s, or who will tell me, no, but I'm still working on all my goals. And then she will come to me. The issue is that on the other side, I also have men who are 40, 45, 50, who have this house, who are successful. They have a good physique. And they tell me, Marie, I have no one to share it with.
Wow.
So it's important. I understand that, yes, you have to work, you have your physique, but everything is a question of priority. And if you're at a point of your life where you're already making a good amount of money, you're already having a good physique, then it's important, if you truly want to attract the one, if you truly want to, because if you're making that much money, I guess that you want to share it with someone, you want to build a family, to create generational wealth.
Mhm.
But in order to do that, you need a woman. So it's at some point to put dating as also a bit of a priority. And it doesn't mean that you have to give up on everything, because I feel like men think, yeah, but the moment I go back into the dating scene, I have to give up on everything. When no, it's just a question of organization and how do you prioritize this in your schedule. Because the issue also with high achievers is that when they get rejected in dating, when they will try one time in dating, they will get rejected. They will think, oh, it's a waste of time. And they will go back even more into work,
Mm.
because this is where they hide. When they get rejected in an area they do not control, they will double down on work.
Reverting back to their own comfort, right?
Yeah.
For a lot of the audience, they're probably not in the age 50. They're still probably in their building stages. And I think for a lot of men, even myself, you want someone that has seen the struggle too, whatever it is that you're building, right? They see you in the trenches and you want someone to support you along that journey so that when you do come out the other side, you can share it with someone because they've been there during the
Mhm.
trenches. Do women also want the same thing? Do women also want to be there in the trenches with you? Or do they want to be there just to get the rewards later on?
Or you have two types of women. A woman who just want your money will just want to be there afterwards. A woman who truly wants you as a person will want to be there for you since the beginning. The issue is that a lot of high achievers do not allow her to come in this journey. So, sure, they want to have, like we see on social media, where the woman was there when the man had nothing. And the reality is that they're so much into work that they do not let a woman come into their life. So it's not that women it's not that good, genuine women do not want it. It's that the man doesn't create a space for it. And I'm not talking about spending many, many hours with her. A lot of women just need 5 minutes of quality time when you're in this kind of phase. They understand they're not stupid. It's not made for everyone. It's not made for everyone, but they're not stupid. They know that you're building something. But the man needs also to understand that she needs to be reassured. She needs a bit of quality time, a bit of attention. And it doesn't mean hours and hours. It means sometimes it can be just in one day, 5 minutes of genuine presence, no phone, and be there for her for 5 minutes. And if someone tells me I do not have time, I do not believe it.
Yeah. And there's something that we do need to speak about, which is diminishing, I guess, that type of connection. Potentially diminishing. I would like to know your thoughts. And that is dating apps. Are dating apps harming, hurting, or are they helping with attraction and connection and dating in general?
They are harming. In a sense of, I'm not saying dating apps are bad. The issue is the behavior we use with them. In a sense of, a lot of men rely on dating apps because it's easy. You just have to take your phone out to swipe, and you do not have to go outside of your comfort zone. You do not have to get ready. You do not have to face your fear. You can do it in your couch really easily. So there's no friction in going on dating apps. The issue is that it should be the cherry on the cake, not the whole cake. You should never rely on it. I don't think dating apps are bad, but I do believe that what's bad is to just use them. It should be the majority of the time approaching in real life, creating a real connection with human beings, and not just swipe. Because the issue is that even though if you have a date, let's imagine the majority of men do not have dates through dating app, but imagine the man has a date. If he's never having social interactions, he will not be able to be social with the woman. So, okay, good, you have a match, but now you don't know what to do with this match. You don't know how to behave because you're just at your place and never have interactions in real life. So, it's not bad, but no one should rely on it. This is the biggest issue, is to rely on it because it creates a lot of frustration. I've seen men using apps for years and years, having no results, and at no point they ask themselves, oh, maybe I should go in real life because it's an easy option. And we're in a generation where we have a lot of hits of dopamines and we go for the easy things, the things where there's not a lot of friction. But when you're approaching real life, you have also more reward. You can choose, and you tell yourself that you're capable of approaching, of having conversations, of like smiling at people, of connecting again, because connecting, we're human beings, we're supposed to connect. And so even if it's not to date, even to meet new people, we should be a bit more social and connect sometimes.
Higher risk, higher reward, though, right?
Yeah.
This idea of chasing versus attracting.
Mhm.
What is the difference specifically? Because even when you're approaching a woman, is that still a part of chasing?
No, it's part of leading.
What is the difference here?
Because chasing, you're kind of running after someone. When you lead, for example, when you want to approach a woman and you lead, you take the initiative to lead, and then you select based on the conversation you have or if you get rejected or no. But it's not chasing. Chasing, in my opinion, is more randomly running after a woman and hoping that she will say yes, hoping, and to always put the power in the woman. Whereas leading is your approach. But at the end of the day, you're not telling yourself, I want her number, I want to go on a date with her. You're telling yourself, okay, I'm going to have a genuine conversation. And if I truly like her, okay, then I will tell her that maybe I want to move forward.
Is it an energy thing?
Mindset.
Mindset thing.
Everything goes, we always go back to the mindset.
And can women feel that? That mindset of,
Yes.
oh, he's trying to chase me, or you know what I mean?
Yes, because when you have the wrong mindset, the energy, like you said, is different. Someone who is more in the chasing mode will be more usually asking questions, but like, and be looking sure, maybe not have the right posture, maybe be a bit pushy because he wants, he he wants to have the number, he doesn't want to get rejected, and he will chase. Whereas the man who leads in So mindset again. He knows if it's not this one, it's completely fine. I know I will meet the one. I know my worth. I know a lot of women would love to be with someone like me. So it's more about I know my worth, and I'm here to have conversation and to see if this person match what I want. And obviously the woman is doing the same. And whereas the chasing is I hope. I hope she will like me. I hope she will answer my text. I hope, and they have this. If they do not have the response they want, they will try harder, 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 and then they will start to become pushy, needy. And so this is why the mindset to understand that you are worthy of love will have a huge impact on how you present yourself and on your attitude. Sorry.
There's a lot of self work that goes into this,
Yes.
before feeling, I guess, worthy enough to go into the dating world.
Yes. Because a lot of men have low self esteem when it comes to dating because of childhood, because of past relationship. And a lot of them come with having really low self esteem. But when you have low self esteem, you will probably chase, you will probably be needy, have no standards, accept whoever says yes to you.
As a female dating coach, how do men respond to you? Do they open up to you differently?
They respond really well, to be honest. They open up in a few minutes. In few minutes, they open up, they share about their deepest trauma. And because I think they have never anyone who is truly interested in them, is genuinely interested and truly wants to help this person. So there's this. And also is the first time that they have the female perspective. And so they want to understand based on their specific situation what happened.
Mm.
What happened from the woman's perspective. Because sometimes they will go in the head and they do not understand. They made one action and they do not understand why the woman reacted that way. Why they did not have the result they wanted. So they are almost taking notes.
And how do you find it? Do you find it challenging working with men about something so, I guess, vulnerable, so intimate?
No, because I know I have the knowledge to help them. I know I want to help them. Obviously, only men who want to take action and to want to attract the one. But it's not challenging for me at all. Maybe it was at the beginning, but now not at all.
And what's the difference between working with a female dating coach for men and working with a male dating coach? Are there differences?
Yes. So a lot of the time, women dating coach are more specialized in helping men to understand a woman and are more specialized in helping men who want to build something serious. Whereas men dating coach, and I'm not saying every man dating coach, but the majority of the time are more specialized in the approach itself, hookups, but not that much the mindset or the female perspective, and are sometimes way more into the manipulation techniques, which I go against. But that does not mean that all men dating coach are like this, but the majority of them are like this, to be completely honest.
So it's more of like a short term versus long term kind of
Yes.
strategy. If there's a client that comes to you and going back to step one of like knowing what you want, and he says to you, I just want to, particularly he's a young male, not that experienced.
Mhm.
I just want to, what we would call like play the field. I just want to go on as many dates as possible. I want to approach as many women as I can. Do you view that as like a bad thing?
I ask him what's the goal for him of approaching and of getting as many dates as he can, because the goal can be hookups or relationship. So I will dig into why he wants to go to so many dates, why he wants to approach so many women, and based on this, I can know if I want to help him or no.
Do you feel like most males know what they want?
No, I. This is one of the first question I ask on calls, and when I ask a question, okay, what do you want in a partner? What do you want in a relationship? Usually they will tell me, well, pretty. So usually I will have physique,
Mm.
everything based on the physique. I will let them talk. Then I will tell them, okay, you told me everything about the physique. How about her personality? Blank. then it might be something like, oh, I want someone who's nice. Okay, that's bare minimum. Then, and a lot of them have never thought about what do I want in a partner and what do I want in a relationship. It's so strange because it's high achievers, so they're used to think a lot about what they want, about their ideal clients, about. But when it comes to their own dating life, they have no clarity. And when you do not have clarity, you do not have results, or you do have results, but who do not match what you want. So this is one of the first exercise I tell them to do is to take a piece of paper, or I will give them prompts with questions so that they know what they want. Because if you don't know what you want, you will never have results.
What are the most common problems or issues that you think men are facing? Is it just lack of confidence?
Lack of standards. Yeah, it's
Oh,
hard.
that's a fire answer.
Lack of standards, because again, if you don't know what you want, you do not have standards and you accept everything. You accept any woman who will give you attention. You will accept the unacceptable, cheating. Yes, and I've seen men who are successful in their career and who forgive cheating, who chase when the woman has cheated. So it's really important to understand what you want and to see it as a line, and everything to have non-negotiables and negotiable, and understand what you want in a woman, but also what you tolerate and what you don't tolerate, and to have kind of a baseline, and everything that's beneath, you don't take it. And sometimes for your boundaries, you need to communicate it once because maybe it's not obvious. Something is really important to you and it's not obvious to the woman. So you can communicate it once. And if it happens again, okay, out. But it's to know that you know your worth and you know that you're worth more than this. A woman truly respect that. A man who doesn't have standards and who doesn't have boundaries is not attractive because the woman will not respect him. And the woman will see that he just wants woman, not her specifically, because she needs to feel like she's the one. He chose him because she's an incredible woman. And if he doesn't have standards and boundaries, and not just in dating, with friends, if she sees that he has standards and boundaries in dating, but not with friends and colleagues, she will not respect him either.
What are some interesting sort of lessons that you've taken away from the work that you've done? You shared with me outside one of them about the self-esteem coming from individuals that you didn't think, some individuals who you thought would have confidence actually lack it, and others who you'd consider probably shouldn't be that confident are very confident. What are some other interesting sort of takeaways that you've learned in your time?
A lot of men let patterns repeat in a sense of they will not double question why this happened, what they could improve. So this is one. And also, I talked about standards. What I've realized is that, so we talk a lot about you have to have standards on social media. And some men, they don't have issue with having standards in terms of, I want this in a woman, I value this, I value that. But they will forget to have standards for themselves. So they expect something from someone, but they want the person to be disciplined, to be healthy, to be this, to be career driven. And they will not be disciplined. They don't go to the gym. They don't care about what they're eating. They're maybe smoking, eating a lot of junk food, drinking a lot. And so they expect something from someone. But in the first place, you should also expect something from yourself and have standards for yourself. Because if a woman sees that the man doesn't have any standards for himself, the issue is that she cannot, if she wants something long term, she cannot be with someone like this. Because if, for example, eating a junk food, not going to gym, smoking, drinking a lot, she will tell herself that, okay, good, but he does not respect himself. How can he respect me? He cannot take care of himself. How can he take care of me? So this is a big one.
Marie, what got you into this line of work? What got you interested?
So I was seeing a lot of men around me who were genuinely good men with good intentions, good values, and they were not attracting the type of woman they wanted. They were or attracting the wrong type of woman, a woman who's not aligned with what they want, or not even one woman at all. Not because they're a bad person, but because I do not understand women, because I do not understand female psychology, leadership. And so this is one big reason. And I saw that I could help them, and I actually helped them. And so I saw that I could have a bigger impact. And why high achievers? Because I'm surrounded by high achievers. And so I understand even more their situation and the type of woman they want. And also because my parents are married since 30 years, even I think maybe 31 or 32. And I've seen so many men who do not believe in love anymore because they have not seen it. They have not seen the love between two people, between a man and a woman who genuinely love each other. And I have seen it my entire life. And it has a huge impact on me, on how I value love, on how I value many things. And also it has a huge impact even on your health. It's even if we like because usually people are a bit younger and they don't even think about this, but ending up your life with someone you love and who loves you back has a huge impact. When you don't want to go to the doctor, I have seen it with my parents. My mom almost passed away, but my dad said, no, you're going to the hospital. And they told him, okay, if they would have waited maybe 3 hours more, she would be gone. And we underestimate the importance of when someone truly loves you and truly cares about you on the long run.
Would you say that's where your fuel source comes from? Your desire and want to be successful comes from seeing what your parents have built, what they've created.
Yeah.
Do you want that for yourself too?
Yes.
What would you say is your biggest fear? I know you're scared of spiders, but maybe
Yeah.
more so in your own life.
My biggest fear is to not be able to have kids.
Wow.
This is my biggest fear. I look at podcasts all the time on fertility and everything, so I'm optimizing everything. But this is my biggest fear.
As a man, that's never crossed my mind, but now as I think about it, it's probably very common for a lot of women, right?
I think it gets common when you age a bit. I'm not that old, but when you age a bit, when something is truly, truly important, like for me, it's been years and years since it's truly important. I see myself build a family. Like there's no other option.
Mm.
And for me, if I don't have this, if I naturally cannot have children, this is my biggest fear.
And you've been in the coaching space specifically for over a year now. If you could go back to younger Marie, any age,
Mhm.
maybe the Marie that just started, could even be 10-year-old Marie. What's the one thing you would want to say to her?
Believe in yourself. And at the end of the day, when you take action and when you try, it will feel scary, lonely, but at the end of the day, you will never regret to take action.
Marie, where do you see the future of modern dating? Where are we heading?
If we do not change, we hit a wall. If we go more into socializing, we can actually improve the dating scene. But if we stay at home on our screen, only ordering food, everything takeaway, we're going to hit a wall. But if we do, and I don't know if it's just Bali or if in other areas it's like this, but if we put socializing not in the center, it should not be your entire world, but more as something important, it would be way better. And not just even in dating. Like a lot of people don't have friends anymore. So it's not just even on the dating scene. Like even my parents, that they are between 55 and 58, I think. And my dad just sold a farm, and my mom is sick, so she's not working. And they started socializing again with a different group of people at 55, and she loves him. She makes new friends. She's going to after works to art galleries, to many different things. So, and it makes her genuinely happy. And so we forgot how socializing at any age is really important because also you can share your experience. Like the other day, we talked about men's circle and women's circle. It's so important to have people you can relate to as well and you can share things with.
Beautiful. Marie, my final question is if everything that you've built, everything you've created, everything that you've shared was gone, vanished,
Mhm.
and you had 60 seconds left, what is the one final thought, the final message you'd want to leave with the world?
The grass is not greener elsewhere. And this is truly important in a relationship. To not look for something perfect from the outside, but to truly look for why you said yes to one person in the relationship you're in.
Marie, I know you're a fan of Stephen Bartlett, the
Love
CEO.
it.
We have a closing tradition as well,
Okay.
where the previous guest asks the next guest a question, not knowing who he or she is.
Okay.
The question for you today is, if you were to change one thing in the school system, what would it be?
To add more practical things, to have less theory, but more action, to have people when they grow up who take more action rather than staying passive when they dream big.
Would you think that there'd need to be a subject on dating specifically or relationships or more focus on, I guess, the work that you do? Would you recommend something like that in high school, later years?
More on the psychology.
Yeah.
Psychology of humans, of women and men. More the psychology part because it can help them even in business. Marketing is psychology.
Marie, I really appreciate your work. And I think a lot of people, males and females, will. There's a lot in this. There is a lot of work that needs to be done that people need to work on for themselves. And so they can therefore produce and bring out into the world. So where can the people find you if they do want to know more, work with you, etc.?
So Instagram or YouTube and is simply Dating by Marie.
Get involved, team. All right, guys, that concludes another episode of The Martin Show. We will drop Marie's details below. We will also drop _ The Martin Show right here. Make sure you're subscribing to this channel, and we're going to be back next week for another episode. Go show some mana. Kia ora. Thank you.